Back with us is Lauren Simonetti. We got Gary Kaltbaum and Dan Geltrude. Dan, what do you think of this? Because part of the theme here is that government has failed us, and we have a lot of candidates running on the left here who say government is the answer to help us.
Yeah, government is clearly not the answer to help. I mean, government has a function. Take care of people who can't take care of themselves, defend your nation, those types of things. As government continues to seep into every industry, this is what you end up having, Neil.
What do you think?
Well, let's see. You put in a wealth tax and people leave. You get rid of the wealth tax and you get all the people mad. And then you put back the wealth tax and drive them up a wall again and hurt the economy. And you have economies in recession in Europe right now, people losing jobs. And
that is, by the way, exactly what has gone down in France.
And this is what you get. But unfortunately, there is a certain group of people that want to destroy instead of just protest. They want to destroy banks instead of having a conversation. And this is what you end up with. At this point, it's only going to get worse.
You know, you cover right and early in the morning on Fox Business Line this idea that our markets have been doing very well. Our economy is certainly better than what's going on across Europe, and we've been, you know, a haven for a lot of capital. I don't know how long that goes on, but given comparisons like this, I can see why it goes on.
There was a consumer sentiment report out earlier this week, and the one thing I picked up on this report is that, well, where's the downturn in the economy here in the U.S., but the bottom two-thirds of people in this report felt better. Their wages are going up. So there's a sense of aspiration, inspiration, as here in the U.S., this idea of wealth and the wealth gap is forming the opinions on the left, right? They want to narrow that gap. I choose to think of it as if everybody makes more money, that is a good thing.
And by the way, people are making more. There was one survey this week, right, Dan, that there are more millionaires now, or the jumping millionaires, than there are people in Sweden.
Yeah, 10.2 million households are now millionaires in the United States. That's more than doubled since the Great Recession. So this is really positive news. However, what I think that we're going to see with this politically is to say, oh, look at this huge disparity that's continuing between the rich and the poor. You see, the system is not working. It only works for the rich. It doesn't work for everyone. And this goes back to the tax laws.
By the way, that's what a lot of these people are proud of. They feel that whatever has been going on in France hasn't been helping us, the common man, and so it can cut both ways, right?
Look, with the political side, it's being said now they're wealthy because they're screwing you. And that's why you got to vote for us, because we're going to take from them and we're going to give to you. And bottom line, that's just never, ever worked. But it is a loud voice right now. It is going to be yelling and screaming it as we go into the election. And it is going to be a very polarized left and a very polarized right. And
but they're also employing you as we attack the rich. And maybe the gap is too wide, but you know, Berkshire Hathaway has almost 400,000 workers. Amazon has more than 500,000 workers. So these are, I mean, they're employing you. So,
but does this kind of stuff hit us? I mean, it's great to be a haven for capital and all that. But if China's slowing down, we got evidence of that, regardless of a trade deal when it comes to pass. I assume it will. Europe is slowing down and all. That will hit us, won't it?
Neil, these are all political games, right? It's very easy for politicians to point at the rich and say, you know what, the scale is skewed in their direction. Why? Because there's less rich. It's all about voting blocks. It's all about getting reelected. And that is the fundamental problem, Neil. You and I have talked about term limits.
But you cobble a coalition of people together who don't like what's happening and they feel left out. That can at least help your near-term electoral prospects, can't they?
Oh, look, you know, polarization, you know, people that get together and have thoughts. And I mean, we're seeing it right now. I mean, some of the rhetoric that's coming out about how bad the producers and the successful and the rich are. And don't worry, we'll take care of you. Everything will be fine. It's loud and clear at this point.
But, Neil, didn't this all start with higher taxes? Higher gas taxes in Paris that would hurt the poorer people who lived further from the city. Their commute to work.
And then it extended the benefits that were going to slow down and all, and there we go. And that was the scene earlier today, a bank set on fire by protesters, convinced that at least over in France, things are not working out. And the battle goes back and forth. What is the right elixir to make people feel good and do well? They're trying to figure it out. Maybe we've got it down here.